All right, we're going to go through chapter 3 of Treasure Islands, much like we would do in class. It's going to sound a little like a children's television show where I'm going to ask you something, I'm going to pause, and then I want you to hopefully pause the screen and answer the question and then see the answer shortly thereafter. So let's see how this works. All right, our objectives today will be for reading. I will summarize the upcoming voyage and describe the character of Long John Silver in depth. And that's RL 4.1 and RL 4.3, Common Core Standards. How will you be assessed? We'll look at activity page 4.2, the real adventure begins. All right, let's start with vocabulary. A coach, a horse-drawn carriage with 4 wheels. Quay, a dock, an area at the edge of a waterway where ships land, load, and unload. Shroud, to cover or conceal. You can tell that this mountain is shrouded by the clouds. Captivate, to fascinate or capture one's attention. The Niagara Falls is captivating when you're in the boat or just going by and looking at it. Deduce, to figure out or draw a conclusion. We can deduce that it is winter outside based on this picture. We'll also call it deductive reasoning. It's another form of deduce when I tell you to process and eliminate your answers. Brim, become full or overflowing. This cup is filled to the brim with liquid. Scoundrel, a wicked or disreputable person. I had to put the joker. Nautical, relating to the sea or sailors. Berth, an area below deck where crew members will sleep. You can tell in the top left corner, this is berth. Vocabulary practice. Join our class if you haven't already with this link below. Send a screenshot upon completion of practice to me for a participation grade. It's an easy 100. These words that I just went over will be on there. Looking at activity page 4.2, while you are following along in your reader and this PowerPoint, answer the questions on activity 4.2. When you're finished, enter your answers from the activity into the form, the Google form for submission. I have emailed it and it's also right here, and I'll email it and share it again. Chapter 3, page 22. What new things does Jim see at the quay? Hint, you can pause here and answer it. He sees ships all over the world and sailors working on the ships, including some men high up in the rigging. He also sees sailors with their hair in pigtail and rings in their ear. How does Jim feel about the sights at the quay? Again, pause. Look in the text for the answer. He's excited. What words or phrases help you make that inference? How do we know that Jim is excited from the text? They didn't just tell you that he was excited, you had to make an inference. Jim says, I was captivated. The word captivated, it means fascinated. Why does Jim go to Bristol? Jim travels to Bristol to join the crew and ship waiting to take them on their search for the buried treasure. Now answer question 1 on activity page 4.2. Chapter 3, page 24 and 25. What is Jim's first impression of Long John Silver? Jim seems relieved. He says that Long John Silver doesn't look like a buccaneer, but rather a likable, clean landlord. He seems to have a positive first impression of Long John Silver. How does Jim describe Long John Silver? Jim describes him as a tall and strong, able to move around easily in spite of having only one leg. He says that Long John Silver is intelligent, also noting that he talked in a friendly way to each of the tavern guests. Now answer part A of question 2 on activity page 4.2. Page 26 and 27. What might suggest that Jim's positive first impression of Long John Silver may be wrong? Jim sees Black Dog in Long John Silver's tavern. This suggests that Long John Silver might be connected to the pirates that ransacked the Admiral Benbow Inn in Chapter 1. This could mean that Long John Silver isn't as honest and good as Jim first thinks. Now answer part B of question 2 on activity page 4.2. Page 27. What does Jim think of Long John Silver after seeing Black Dog in Silver's tavern? Jim seems to have mixed feelings, thinking something isn't quite right because Black Dog was in Silver's tavern. On the other hand, he concludes Silver is an honest man when he sees Silver scold the men for not catching Black Dog. Silver also tells Squire Trelawney what happened rather than keeping it a secret. Jim also mentions that Long John Silver takes the time during their walk to stop and teach Jim the proper terms for parts of the sailing ship. He says later that he is pleased by Silver paying him a compliment in front of the doctor and Squire. Answer question 3 on activity page 4.2. Chapter 3, page 28 to 31. Why is Captain Smollett upset? Record your answer to question 4 on activity page 4.2. You've noticed that I didn't put the answer this time. I've modeled for you several ones before. I think you can do this one on your own. What is the doctor's opinion of Captain Smollett? What is the squire's opinion of the captain? The doctor thinks highly of Captain Smollett and said that he thinks the captain is a good man. The squire thinks that the captain is difficult and rude. What do you think Jim means when he says he wonders about Silver's choice of name for his parrot, Captain Flint? Now, this is one of those tricky questions, and it says, what do you think? And they're not really asking what you think. They're asking what the text says. What does the text really mean when they said that Jim wonders about Silver's choice of name for his parrot, Captain Flint? Record your answer to question 5 on activity page 4.2. Chapter 3, pages 32 to 33. Justin mentioned pieces of 8 are silver coins common in the 1600s and 1700s. What does Jim mean when he says that Silver smiled in a way that made me think he was either the best of men or the worst of men? Record your answer to question 6 on activity page 4.2. What effect is created by making Long John Silver such a mysterious character and not revealing whether he is truly good or bad? In doing so, the reader and Jim keeps guessing. It creates suspense in the story and makes Long John Silver interesting. That's chapter 3 in a nutshell. So now that you're done, hopefully on the activity page 4.2 and you've recorded in your workbook, go enter your answers in Google Form. I've modeled some for you and then you had to do some on your own. I just want to see what you can do. Ignore all the other sounds around me. We're still getting used to this. I know that you're going to do a great job.